You will need Microsoft Visual C++ Express 2008. You will need to download DarkGDK itself, and you will need to download the DirectX 9.0C August 2007 edition. And finally, you'll need the latest DarkGDK patch. Download locations and information will be covered in more detail in Tutorial 0.1, so don't worry if you don't know the sequence you need to install it in. But please note that DarkGDK does need to be installed and set up in a specific way, so please watch 0.1 carefully before you install, or read the DarkGDK website, which also has an installation guide. If, when you install the software, you attempt to compile a program and you get a fatal exception error, which will show up in the compile window, then proceed straight to tutorial 0.2, which deals with this most common error. In tutorial 0.3, we will also discuss the additional resources that come with DarkGDK. For instance, DarkGDK comes with a rather large model pack and a good deal of media, so you can focus on your programming rather than having to worry about producing media for it. In 0.3, I will show you exactly where this media is kept and how you can access it. That is the end of this introduction. Please proceed to tutorial 0.1. Thank you. Hi and welcome to Dark Principles DarkGDK Tutorial Zero. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to download and install the software. So to start off with, we're going to go to our Internet Explorer link here, and we're going to type in the address. So that's gdk.thegamecreators.com. that will take you to the main download page. Then we scroll the way down and click on download DarkGDK now and get started. As you can see, we've now got several links to download. So we're going to start off with Microsoft's Visual C++. So this will now take you to the C++ page. It's quite simple. All you've got to do is click on download. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't work with the beta version yet, so to be safe it's best to stick to the 2008 Express edition. So we click on download here, and we save this to our desktop. I'm just going to save it directly to my desktop. So it may seem like a very small download, but as most web installers do these days for Microsoft, they will download the files when the installation actually begins. So I've just clicked on Save and Run, so we are now running it. This is being installed on Windows 7, by the way. So to start off with, we need to install this and actually compile a short program with it. Install Microsoft Visual C++ first. Install Microsoft DirectX 9.0 SDK, DarkGDK. It's important that you install it in that order. So we're going to start off with by installing Microsoft Visual C++. Yes, I accept the terms. So Microsoft now own my soul. We don't need the SQL server. I'll download it anyway because I might use it in the future. I'm just going to install it to its default location, and as you can see, it will now sit there downloading all the prerequisites, as it calls it, and it will then install everything. So rather than making you sit through this, I will pause the video here. So there we go, our files have now downloaded, and it's now installing each of the components it's downloaded. So again, I'll pause the video here so you don't have to sit through it all, but as you can see, it's quite a normal process. So that was a fairly painless installation. As you say, you need to register the product as well. This is free registration, and it'll give you a code and stuff. So we now click on Exit, and we need to go back to our installation now, and we can start downloading DarkGDK's the August 2007 DirectX SDK kit. That needs to be downloaded next and saved to the hard drive. It's quite a big download. So I've pinned the icon to my start bar. We're just going to click on it here. It will ask do some configuration for the environment for first time use. And that's it. Quite painless under Windows 7. To register, click on Help. and there should be a register product there. Just click on the register button there. So what we do is we type in your email address. So this is your existing Windows Live account. So if you use Windows Live Messenger or Hotmail or any of those, then just sign in with your details. So you just go through, you fill in all the details here, continue, and you get your registration code. Go back to it after you copied it, paste the code in there, backspace, and click on complete registration. No, I don't want to participate. Close, and there we go. So we now have Microsoft Visual C++ 2008 installed and ready to go. Just to make sure the program is working, we're going to compile a quick little Hello World program just to make sure everything's okay. So if you click on File, New, and Project, and then we're going to click on Win32 and Win32 console application, and we're going to give it the name Hello World, and click on OK. Then we're going to click on Next. Console application, we're going to click on Empty Project, click on Finish. Then what we need to do is click on Project and Add New Item. Then we're going to click on the C++ file, and we're going to type in the name main.cpp, and we're going to click on Add, and this will give us our basic editor window. Type in, first of all, hash include iostream, and then I'm going to type int main with brackets. So we're going to start with an open brace, and then we're going to type in std double colon, then COUT, that stands for console out, double less than sign, open quote, hello world, exclamation mark, close quote, double less than sign again, and std double bracket, double colon, having trouble with names tonight. I mean count, I mean end line. So end L. And next line we're just going to type in return 0, end with semicolon. And we're going to end the program with an end brace or close brace. And now what we're going to do is click on build. So you're going to click on debug, and then we're going to click on start without debugging, and then we're going to click on yes, and there we go. We now have our first ever Hello World program, and borrowing my linguistic cock-ups. So include iostream, etc., etc. So now that we know the software is working, we can close it, and my fresh download is there, so we double click on that. So we're now installing DirectX SDK August 2007. Click on Run, click on Accept, and it will then start extracting. This will just extract the files. So you'll get a WinZip self-extractor. I'm going to unzip it to my desktop, so click on Browse, click on Desktop, and OK. And click on unzip. So over 3,000 files have been extracted to my desktop. So you're going to click on OK there. It's installing itself. We're just clicking on next, accept, next again. Just keep clicking on next and let it do its installation. And there we go. Our installation setup is finished. And of course we need to download DarkGDK itself. So you can get that again from the bottom of the page. And then click on the download link here. And save. Again, I'm just going to save it directly to my desktop, So just going to click on run again, and follow the next set of instructions. So click on next, I agree, next. We're just going to select the default location. Click on next again. This then pops up with the another installation file to double click on. So double click on that, and there we go. We're actually going through the DarkGDK installation. This was basically an extraction to extract the files from an archive. Yes, we've run the compiler at least once, so we're going to click on yes, then next, and yes, and next, and next, and next, and we're going to watch it copy more files. So there we go, it's now finished. We click on finish and it should now be installed. So before we continue, we'll launch the program, and we've got file. Sorry, we're into sorry, I keep thinking it was Dark Basic, but it's not. It's Visual C++. So we're going to Visual C++ and click on Project. And if we click on under Wizards, then we have DarkGDK 2D Game, 3D Game, and DarkGDK Game. So if we just double click on any of these, you then get the primary source files and that loaded for you. And as you can see, you've got all the code there. So I've returned to the desktop, and what we're going to do now is install the latest updates. So we're going to click on Upgrade for DarkGDK. Download that and save it. Again to the desktop, click on Open and run the exe. And that's DarkGDK set up and installed. So if I open up Visual C++ now, and we attempt to use one of the example projects, so new project, wizard, double click on 3D game, load that up, double click on main.cpp, and we attempt to compile the project. Yes, we want to compile it. And oh dear, unfortunately this is quite a common error, but don't worry, there is a fix for it. What we need to do is click on Tools, then we click on Options, and next we're going to click on Projects and Solutions. The little arrow next to it, drop down the list, click on VC++ Directories, then we want to go to Included Files. As you can see, the DarkGDK include is there, however the SDK kit isn't. So what we're going to do is click on this icon here, and then click on the dots, and we're going to locate the Microsoft DarkGDK, Microsoft DirectX SDK from here. We're going to highlight includes, click on select folder, and there we go, we got a new entry there. If you don't have this line here, program files, the game creators, DarkGDK include, then add it in the same way, just click on that, then click on the dots and navigate to the includes folder within that structure. Next we're going to organize our library files. Again, we got the DarkGDK files there, but again we don't have the DirectX SDK there. So what we need to do is click on the folder icon, click on the dots, and navigate to our program files. Microsoft DirectX, click on lib, then x86, select folder, click on OK, and now in theory, once we compile the program, yes, it should work correctly. And there we go. So we now have our 3D program running quite nicely. So again, if you get that error, it's not uncommon. Basically what's happening is Microsoft Visual C++ attempts to automatically link to all these additional libraries. However, sometimes it just doesn't take, so you need to set it up manually. Now that it's done, that it will reference all the file it needs, and you can create the programs you want. This should also work with the 2D version, so File, New, Project, Wizard, 2D Game, Main, compile the project. You don't actually have to have this come up every time. We put a tick here, click on yes, it will then compile the project without giving you that annoying message. So there you go, we got some nice asteroids floating down the screen now. So these are the basic 2D and a 3D demonstrations that come with it. So all you need to do now is, it's all commented, so you got the idea. If you've used Dark Basic Professional before, I'm not going to assume anyone has throughout these tutorials. I'm going to assume you're completely new to all this. But if you've used Dark Basic Professional before, then you will recognize these commands. If you don't, then all these commands do come from Dark Basic Professional. If you want to learn more about Dark Basic Professional and the commands it uses, I have a number of tutorials on my other YouTube channel. You can locate it through my website at www.dcforeman.co.uk, and the more you learn about Dark Basic Professional, which is also a free download now, the easier you'll find it to import that knowledge into this. So if you're an absolute novice and all this C++ stuff absolutely terrifies you, then there is an alternative. All these commands are based on Dark Basic Professional anyway, so it is faster, it is in C++, but if you're just looking to learn, then Dark Basic Professional is a great proving area. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you now know how to install and set up this software correctly, and I hope you have many hours of fun developing it, and I'll see you soon with some fresh tutorials. Hi, and welcome to DarkGDK Tutorial 0.2. I was having a word with Mike from TGC a couple of days ago, and I asked him a question that I thought you might all find useful. And that question is, what would he want everyone to know about DarkGDK that many users seem to miss? And his response was quite surprising. The resources. Apparently many people, because DarkGDK installs directly into C++, overlook the resources that TGC provides with the pack. So a very simple thing, but it's easy to see why, because if you go into Start, All Programs, and click on the Game Creators, you actually have a DarkGDK folder here, and apparently many users miss that. So you've got many resources here. If we right click on it and click on Open there, put it into a little folder, we'll see that we've got documentation with a nice, we've got some information there which lists all the commands, and you've got the release notes as well if you want to read those. But this is a very useful reference, so if you need to find out any of these commands and get information on how they work, then this is the file to go and look in. We also have a number of links for the DarkGDK website, developer forums, Microsoft DirectX SDK, MSDN, the Game Creator, etc. We've got a few things on that as well. And then we have a bunch of media. So we got the Dark Matter media, where we've got a nice little PDF file telling you where to find it and where you can get some more of the packs. But the Game Creators actually give away one of its model packs to everyone who downloads DarkGDK free of charge. So this allows you to focus on the programming and use their models, learn how to animate models and use them and everything like that. So Dark Matter pack there. Packed loads of models. You've got jets, you've got, in fact we can have a look in the folder ourselves. This will bring to the folder I've opened earlier. So all this is located under the Game Creators DarkGDK under Program Files. If you click on Media, you've got the Dark Matter model packs here. You've got skyboxes, sky spheres, vehicle, weapons, items, people. You've got license and readme information there, so if you want to know what the license is, you can check that out. But there's a staggering amount of models and media you can use into your games, more than enough to make a full game. So whether it be a simple FPS or RTS or whatever, you've got plenty of examples and code, and they all come as a .x model, which I'll show you later in my tutorials how to load. If you can't wait, then we also have a number of tutorials listed under here. So you've got getting started, 3D objects, game level, terrain, shaders, and dark invaders. If you want to have a look at what DarkGDK can achieve, then we've also got samples. So if we double click on that and double click on the sample browser, you've got a Dark Dungeon FPS, which is located under the samples files here, and you've got the samples viewer and all that kind of stuff as well. So if you want to get into the C++ code of the viewer, you can do so there. You've got a number of examples you can watch. This is a whole simple FPS. So if you run it here, give it a few moments to load. Sorry, I've got using Windows 7. It's got this annoying feature where if I drag the window up too far, it actually expands the whole thing to the desktop. Thank you, Microsoft. So anyway, we got an example of an FPS here made with DarkGDK. We've also got a number of other features as well. So you've got camera. So it will show you some funky camera effects. We've got FX shaders, image showcase, light showcase, matrix, particle fireworks, road terrain, sphere mapping. This is a cool one. It's a good, gives you a good idea of 2D sprites. Obviously, this would run at the normal 59 frames a second, but because I'm video capturing here, there we go. It's getting a bit smoother there. But because I'm video capturing, it's a bit slower. But as you see, loads of sprites on screen. So you've got plenty of samples there. As I say, you've also got a number of tutorials which you can have a look in. But we don't just have dark matter, we also have some icons you can use. We have some bitmaps which you can use for textures, some photos, you can use those as well. You've got some animations you can play, so some AVI animations, great placeholders if you just want something quick to shove in your program while you're testing. You've got music, a lot of MIDI files, again great placeholders even if they don't sound too bad on modern hardware. What else have we got? Again, we've got sounds, so breakage. So you've got plenty of stuff to choose from there. So that's all located under C drive, program files, the game creators, DarkGDK and media. And the last one, again, I'm going to revisit are the tutorials. So if we have a look at the tutorials here, if we double click on the project folders, you'll have access to all the source code and data. So we've got Dark Invaders. The Dark Matter pack was under the samples. Again, you've got game level here, and you've got PDFs in all these folders to show you how to use them. And you also got getting started, 3D objects, game levels, etc. So as you see, you've got plenty of resources and media here. Apparently many people do overlook them, so it's worth going for this. I of course will continue with my video tutorials. I will next be tackling variables, which is something you've really got to know in programming. Without data to process, how are you going to make decisions? But more on that in my tutorials later. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope you'll now realise the vast resources that the game creators have given you with this kit, all free of charge as well. So they've been very generous with it, and I'm sure you'll all have great fun with it. So thanks for watching my video tutorial, and I'll see you back. I'll see you back for my next set of tutorials later on.